The sunken trackways are a very subtle, but when you stumble into it, obvious feature of the complex at Hougoumont. It's on the north side, it's tucked away behind the walled garden and the field that was once the Great Orchard. And it leads from the ridge on which Wellington had most of his army, running down towards the north gate of the complex at Hougoumont. As part of that detector survey of the hollowway, of this sunken trackway, we found two pieces of very heavy iron, again in the bank. Now, these don't look much. I can tell you they're incredibly dense and incredibly heavy. And they're very important because what this is a fragment of an explosive shell. And on the outside, you can just about, through the rust, make out the profile of the round ball. And this has been fired by a piece of artillery, by a howitzer. And given its location in this bank, pretty close to the north gate of the chateau, the best explanation for it is that it was fired by the French from the ridge behind the complex. That fire happened in the afternoon of the battle, and the idea was basically to burn down the buildings. And they succeeded in that. These explosive shells set fire to the chateau, the house, which burned to the ground, and the various outbuildings were burned as well. And anybody that gets in the way of these is obviously a goner. And I pity anyone that happened to be sheltering in this ditch when this explosion went off, because this is probably flown from an explosion over there. And that explosion would be one of those that burnt down the buildings. And so from this, on the face of it, fairly unexciting lump of rust, we've added another piece to the jigsaw that is the Battle of Waterloo.